The power of 1 hour. Transform your life. Imagine if just 1 hour could separate the life you have from the life you dream of. An hour, often overlooked, often wasted, holds within it the potential to redefine everything about your existence. Most people underestimate what a single, focused hour can achieve, not just once, but when repeated consistently, day after day. It's not about finding more time, it's about mastering the time you already have. Because 1 hour, devoted with intention and discipline, can build the future you desire, brick by brick. When you seize this hour, it rewires your habits, reshapes your confidence, and restores control over your destiny. It is the quiet engine behind extraordinary lives, the invisible force that separates the average from the exceptional. Often, the difference isn't talent, luck, or opportunity. It's what you choose to do every single day. In a few moments, I will show you how 1 hour a day can reshape your habits, sharpen your focus, and transform your entire reality. 1 hour isn't small, it's spectacular. It isn't a trivial slice of time, it is a reservoir of potential. You tell yourself there's no time, that life is too busy, too chaotic. But 1 hour, it slips away every day, hidden in idle chatter, lost in scrolling, drowned in distractions. Now, consider this. What if that 1 hour could build the life you desire, instead of being buried beneath excuses and procrastination? You think it's just an hour, a tiny, forgettable moment, but repeated with intention, it becomes a force. 1 hour a day is 7 hours a week. That's 30 hours a month, 365 hours a year. That's nearly 10 full-time working weeks. What could you accomplish with that much time? The truth is, most people don't fail because they lack opportunity. They fail because they fail to master their time. They spend it, waste it, lose it. You must invest it. Becoming overdoing. When you devote 1 hour a day to your purpose, you are not merely completing a task. You are becoming someone. You are training your mind to follow your vision, not your mood. You are rewriting your identity, moment by moment, hour by hour. Consider the story of a young, uneducated clerk who chose to dedicate just 1 hour every night to studying law. A seemingly impossible dream, an unlikely path. Yet, within a few years, he passed the bar and changed the entire course of his life. What transformed him? It wasn't just the hours spent, it was the decision to use his present to shape his future. Ask yourself, what are you doing with your extra hour? Are you spending it on comfort or investing it in becoming? Because the life you desire isn't found in a year. It's hidden in an hour, repeated over time. Use it wisely and the world bends to your will. Waste it and the world wins. Decide what you want that hour to build. Most people drift. They hope something amazing happens, but nothing happens unless something is planned. That hour must have a target, not a wish, but a decision. You cannot build a tower if you don't know what you are creating. Without a defined destination, your hour will be swallowed by noise and distraction. Great achievers are not always the most talented. They are simply the most focused. 1 hour of specialized learning, writing, creating, or preparing can give you an edge that wandering minds will never grasp. But to do this, you must choose. What skill do you want? What outcome? What transformation? Do not attempt to chase 5 dreams in 1 hour. Pick one. Grow roots, water them daily. In time, they will nourish every part of your life. Training the mind, the ultimate discipline. The struggle is not with time. It is with self. The ticking clock is not your enemy. Your hesitations are, your anxieties, your diversions, your excuses. These are the forces that resist you. Time merely reveals the truth, exposing whether you command your will or if your will is commanded by something weaker within. The greatest battle you will ever fight is not with the clock, but with your own mind. It is a war waged every single day, often in the silence of a solitary hour. Discipline is not a gift reserved for the few. It is a muscle, one that you must break and rebuild through repetition, through resistance, through choice. Every morning, when you choose to sit, to write, to train, to study, you are laying another brick in the fortress of your character. You are becoming the person who does what must be done, not just what he feels like doing. And that, my friend, is true power. Building on rock, not sand. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes, a fickle flame that flickers in the wind. Discipline, however, is forged. It is the steel backbone of success, the quiet strength that keeps your mission alive even when the winds of doubt and lethargy blow against you. If you rely on motivation, you build on sand. If you rely on discipline, you build on rock. The hour that rewires your mind. 1 hour of deep concentration sends a signal to your brain. You are in control. It tells your body you are the master, not the servant. It declares that you are the commander of your destiny, not the victim of your circumstances. I once knew a man who started each day not with coffee or conversation, but with a declaration of who he was becoming. Not who he was, but who he had decided to be. And he did it with conviction, with power, every single morning, for 1 hour. He said it rewired his soul, transformed his thoughts, and turned his once timid heart into a roaring engine of purpose. The hour is a sacred ritual. Protect the hour like a sacred ritual. Guard it fiercely. Build a fortress around it. Refuse to let distractions breach its walls. Because in that hour, you are building your future, brick by invisible brick. This is not just about work, it is about identity. It is about telling your old self to step aside because a new self is being built. In the quiet moments before the world awakens or as the city hums into the late hours, there exists a sacred window, 1 hour, a mere fraction of the day, yet a seed of transformation. This hour is not just a block of time but a passage, a bridge between the person you are and the one you are becoming. It is a deliberate withdrawal from the rush, a time to realign, to rejuvenate, to breathe life back into the forgotten corners of your spirit. When you claim this hour, you don't just become more efficient, more productive. You become more alive, more grounded, more powerful in ways that no external statistic can measure. It is a space where you shed the roles others have cast upon you, where you discard the scripts handed down by society, and where you reclaim the truth of who you are. This hour is not just a stepping stone towards your goals. It is a return to your essence, to your worth, to the person you were always meant to be. Identity, the foundation of change. Transformation, true transformation, doesn't start with action alone. It begins with identity. The man who seeks to change his life must first change the way he sees himself. Actions without identity are hollow. They lack the fire, the conviction that comes from truly knowing who you are. Who you believe you are sets the tone for every decision, every risk, every step forward. Identity is not fixed. It is forged. It is flexible, molded through intention, shaped by repetition. Think of this hour as your forge. Here, you strip away the layers of expectation, the masks of conformity. Here, you set fire to the outdated image that no longer fits. This is your mirror, a place where you do not react to the labels others have placed upon you, but instead redefine yourself on your own terms. You cannot act like a failure and expect the outcomes of a victor. You cannot carry the language of limitation and walk into expansion. Each day, affirm who you are becoming. Speak it, write it, walk in it, even before it feels true, because identity, once claimed and inhabited, becomes reality. It doesn't begin with evidence. It begins with belief. From humble beginnings to unshakable legacy. Consider the story of a humble tailor. Soft-spoken, unnoticed, his life seemed small to those around him. But within him burned a desire to speak, to lead, to make a difference. So each morning before his shop doors opened, he spent 1 hour alone, speaking to empty walls, practicing speeches, rehearsing his dreams. His neighbors laughed, his customers mocked his eccentric ways, but he did not falter. He continued to turn up 1 hour every day. He did not wait to be invited to the stage. He prepared until he could no longer be ignored. In time, this quiet, unnoticed man became a statesman, a voice that echoed through parliaments, a leader who shaped the future. His journey didn't begin with applause. It began in the solitude of a daily hour. He claimed his identity long before the world recognized it. He built his legacy not in grand declarations, but in quiet consistency and the patient shaping of his inner self. Rethinking your identity, hour. Ask yourself, do you still see yourself through yesterday's eyes? Are you bringing old stories into a new season? Are you rehearsing doubts that were never yours to keep, or are you daring to draw a fresh vision? One where your habits reflect your hopes, where your daily routines reflect the person you are choosing to become. This hour is more than just a block of time. It is a statement, an assertion of ownership over your destiny. It says, I am not what happened to me. I am not what they said I was. I am what I decide to become. Legacy. Building for eternity, not just for today. The greatest men in history are not remembered for what they owned, not for the size of their homes, the wealth in their vaults, or the titles beside their names. They are remembered for what they built, for the influence they carved into the world. And what they built did not begin with applause. It began in calm, in solitude, in sacred hours the world never saw. Take the example of a humble father who each night after the house had fallen silent wrote letters to his children, not for fame, not for profit, but to pass on his wisdom, his love, his values. He never published them, never sought recognition, but when he passed, his children found those pages. In them, they found him, his strength, his guidance, his unspoken love. Those words, written in solitude, became a legacy, a gift passed through generations. So I ask you, are you building only for today, or are you constructing for something that lasts? Are your hours consumed by the urgent or invested in the eternal? Because the world will not remember your calendar. It will remember your effort, your contribution, your impact, built 1 hour at a time. The hour is a training ground for resilience. Every man faces trials. Some see them coming like distant thunder. Others are blindsided in the dead of night. But no one escapes the storm. Pain arrives. Pressure mounts. Life, in its raw honesty, will test you. And the only man who does not fall is the one who trained before the conflict, not during it. That precious hour you claim each day is your solitary preparation. It is not for vanity, nor for show. It is for the unseen battles, the silent wars of the soul. It is where you grow the muscle of resilience, not in the chaos, but in the stillness. Conclusion. Honor the hour, honor your life. So let your hour be sacred. Let it be your sanctuary, your training ground, your proving ground. Not just for productivity, but for strength, mental, emotional, spiritual. Speak truth to yourself. Write your thoughts. Reflect on your path. Because when you honor the hour, you honor your life. You prove that life is not made of years, but of moments deeply lived. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to stay updated with more motivational content. Like, share, and comment to support our work and spread the message.